This video is brought to you by these 3 YouTube member lovely lads. Thank you guys so much for the support and for helping me keep the lights on. Hello everyone and welcome to the top 10 Soifons on Bleach Brave Souls, a top 10 that's actually been heavily requested among viewers ever since I started doing top 10s of individual characters. And while I really wanted to do Byakuya, the resurrection of his Lost Asian version doesn't come out until about another week or so here we are. Now we're actually starting off with the Frenzy version of Soifon. Normally I don't include Frenzy versions in top 10s, but there's only 11 of these characters and the alternative was just awful. Now I'm hoping that eventually Frenzy characters get resurrected, because right now her stats are extremely low. Her attack doesn't get above 500 and her SP doesn't get above 600. Not only that, she's only got Bruiser and Berserker at 20%. So her actual damage output sucks. With that said, she does have some stuff going for her. For one thing, despite being a Frenzy character, her strong attacks actually have better range than 3 other Soifons in the game. Not to mention they can all inflict poison along with her normal attack and her special. Plus, if for nothing else, you can use her as a link. She's got a damage reduction soul trade of 14% and a strong attack damage link of 16%. Look, she's definitely not the best character, but at least she's got a decent killer, and if you're really in a bind, you can actually use her in specific floors in Senkaimon. Plus, the alternative is the original swimsuit version of Soifon, and while that one does have higher stats and frenzy, this one is actually better to have in the long run, since they both suck, but at least this one can poison and has 2 useful links as opposed to just 1. Next up is actually one of the very first characters to be 6-starred in the game. In fact, 6 stars actually began with this character's banner, the Bankai version of Soifon. Now, she was one of the very first 6 stars, and because of that, she sucked. They gave her a terrible killer, and only 4 6-star abilities, one of which being Sprinter. Now, she has since been resurrected and her stats went up. They're still not high, but they're better than what they were. She also got additional 6-star abilities, including Frenzy, which does actually come in handy for her, since she can inflict burn on all of her attacks, including her strong attacks, that combine well with her strong attack recharge link. Now, this by no means makes her a good character. She still has an Espada killer, which sucks, and the range on her strong attacks aren't the best. That said, I have found her useful against Espadas in Senkaimon, since one of her strong attacks does help push enemies away, and because she's a Soifon, she can easily dodge specials. Plus, the burn damage. Look, I know she's not the best character either, but we do have to sort out some of the bad ones before we get to the good ones. Next up, we have the original Soifon, one of the very first characters in the game. Now obviously, because she is one of the original characters, her stats are gonna suck. Neither her attack nor SP reach over 700, even after resurrected, and the range on her strong attacks is not good. It's actually the worst one on this list so far, and she even has Havoc at 20. But the reason she's at number 8 is because she does have Frenzy and a decent killer. She's also got Long Reach at 25%, Adrenaline at 10%, and Bruiser at 20. So her normal attacks may not deal as much damage, but at least they reach further and a little bit faster than at first. Now her attack, defense, and focus do go up by 33% when she uses her special, but the boost only lasts for 30 seconds, at which point your attack is over 800. Honestly, she is a little bit better than the other two, but that's only because she actually has a workable killer. And you can technically spam Frenzy's strong attacks thanks to her strong attack recharge link. Still, the character is not great, and you're better off not using her unless you absolutely have to. Alright, finally we get to a usable character. Notice I did say usable, not great, as this Soifon is definitely not the best one. Still, she's got a pretty decent attack at 740, so on her own, her normal attack is magnified by 60%. And while she doesn't have a high SP, her strong attacks are actually useful. She's got a 30% Berserker, and all of her attacks have a chance to inflict debilitating poison, with her strong attack 2 being a Vortex move, that's more likely to do it. It's not a long duration one, but it still hits more times than average, plus it helps keep enemies in one spot, so you can attack them with your normal attack. This Soifon also has 2 killers, that of Soul Reaper and Espada, and this makes her a bit more versatile as to where you can use her. To top it all off, they also gave this character Bombardment, which comes in handy considering she's got a full screen special and it inflicts debilitating poison. I mean, she doesn't have the highest SP, but it is still a really good special, all things considered. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I actually do enjoy using this character, despite her not being that great.
なぜ連れて行ってくださらなかったのですか。 Yoruichi-sama.
Alright, here we go. Now we're starting to transition to some really useful stuff. Next up is the Christmas version of Soifon, a character who would be significantly higher on this list if it wasn't for her killer. For those of you who don't know, she's got a human killer, which is the worst killer in this game to have. Sure, there's a Zero Division killer, but even that one's useful in PvP. This one is useful basically nowhere? I guess in Kaimon, the killer is only for 20%, which is usually only reserved for stuff like Hollow, Soul Reapers, or Arankars, you know, like fodder enemy stuff, but we don't have humans as fodder enemies. They only show up as bosses and events. Aside from that though, the character's great. She's got a really high SP, Berserker at 20, Frenzy, really good range on her strong attacks, and they can all inflict debilitating burn. Especially that strong attack 2 that's a hybrid vortex move. Seriously, it's a great strong attack. Plus, she can spam them all thanks to her strong attack recharge link, and because she's a Soifon, she's got multiple flash steps, so you can pretty much clear quests really quickly, until they get really hard, and you need a killer multiplication, in which case you're out of luck. Honestly, I wish killers didn't carry so much weight, but here we are. This Soifon's also completely immune to being burnt, but until they make the human killer more usable, I'm afraid this is about as high as I can put her.
Yukuzo! Yoruichi-sama no subarashita o omoi shire!
Next up, we have the Halloween version of Soifon, who's supposed to get resurrected later this year, so it's something to look forward to. This Soifon has a high SP as well as Frenzy. She's also got pretty decent range on her strong attacks thanks to her Havoc at 20, and it pushes her strong attack 3 to be beyond full screen, and her strong attack 2, which is a boost move with Enhancer, to have really good range for a boost move, though obviously she can't spam it because it is a boost move. Now this Soifon's a very weird character. She's like a jack of all trades but master of none. She's got good strong attack damage thanks to her high SP and Frenzy, but can't spam them because she doesn't have a strong attack recharge link, and her strong attack 2 is a boost move. That said, because of that boost move, she's actually got a decent normal attack. It's ranged and it hits multiple times, way more than your average normal attack, though it's only really useful when she's boosted, which is about half the time, or more depending on how you build her. She also recovers 20% of her health across every area, thanks to her link, and her special inflicts weakened defense, letting you deal more damage afterwards with your normal attacks or strong attacks. She's honestly a very versatile character. She's good for autoing, support, and strong attack damage. That said, I wouldn't say she excels at any one thing, though who's to say after she gets resurrected later this year.
水を味方につけた隠密起動の恐ろしさ味わうといいフラッシュ B!
Next up, we have the swimsuit version of Soifon, specifically the good one. This Soifon has a high attack of 755. She's also got a normal attack damage link of 20% and a bruiser at 50%, so on her own she increases her normal attack damage by 70%. On top of that, she's also got Berserker at 40, though not that high of an SP, but she does have useful strong attacks. Her strong attacks 1 and 3 can inflict debilitating paralysis, and her strong attack 2 is a static vortex move that honestly pairs really well with her normal attack, since you can trap enemies and beat them to a pulp. Then we have her special, that may not deal that much damage but is guaranteed to inflict paralysis. Her paralysis and her static vortex move make her a fairly decent character to go up against bosses. Plus there's the fact that she can flash that multiple times. The paralysis and the vortex also means that she's good for autoing. Just make sure you have her equipped with the right stuff.
どれだけ数がいようと全て狩る逃さんと言ったはずだ
Alright, so far half the Soifons have been bleh, and the other half have been okay. But these last 3 are actually really good. And we're starting with the Cacao Society version of Soifon, who is still one of my favorite characters in this game to use. She's got a really high SP, Frenzy, and can inflict debilitating poison on all of her attacks, and she is very likely to do it. Honestly, it's not every day that your least impressive attack is your full screen strong attack 3, but that's what we have here. Don't get me wrong, it's still good. I mean, it's a full screen strong attack 3 that can inflict debilitating poison. But the other 2 are just really impressive. Her strong attack 1 is literally a wall of arrows. They help push enemies back and can hit a large number of enemies at once. And we have her strong attack 2 that's a hybrid vortex move. It gathers enemies in one spot and then pushes them all back. This attack hits a really high number of times and is very likely to inflict debilitating poison. It's also very useful for crowd control, and it's super useful against bosses, for both inflicting poison on them and pushing them back before they have a chance to use their special. In fact, this Soifon is actually one of the best boss killers, because in addition to that high chance of inflicting poison, she can also very easily dodge the enemy's specials. She's also got a boosted strong attack damage link of 25%, so all of her attacks are going to deal an extra boost of damage, though she won't be able to quickly spam her strong attacks like characters with strong attack recharge links. That said, she doesn't really need it, because even her normal attack is good. It may not deal that much damage, but it's piercing and can also inflict debilitating poison. Honestly, she's easily my favorite Soifon on this list. Now at number 2 we have not just a great Soifon, but one of the best PvE characters to ever come out. She's got a high SP, frenzy, a decent attack stat for a high SP character, a boosted strong attack recharge link, and the ability to inflict debilitating poison on all of her attacks, except for her special since she can inflict debilitating burn. Her strong attacks all have pretty good range, with strong attack 3 being a full screen, and the other 2 strong attacks being lunge moves. As I mentioned, she's got a boosted strong attack recharge link, so she's able to spam these, and when she combines that with her long stride and her multiple flash steps, she becomes one of the fastest characters in the game. Seriously, you can make her untouchable if you really wanted to. Just run around until you have your next strong attack. She can easily dodge enemy specials and clear quests in no time at all. While other characters to have come out since her do have better range on their strong attacks, that multi-flash step long stride combination is really hard to beat. The number 2 and number 1 spots were actually very difficult. Both characters are really good, but they're drastically different. In the end, I decided to put 1000 Year Blood War Soifon at number 1. This Soifon has a really high attack, as well as a plus 20 nat link, flurry, and an Arankar killer. So her normal attack is gonna deal a massive amount of damage. And it gets better, because her strong attack 2 is a boost move with enhancer. It not only increases her attack, defense, and focus by 33% for 20 seconds, but it also transforms Soifon and increases the magnification on her normal attacks and her strong attacks. In addition to that, it also puts a vortex move around her for the first 5 seconds that not only deals damage to the enemies, but also helps keep them from attacking. Not that it would stop her anyway, since she has poise and cannot be staggered. All this make her an excellent character to auto with. She can deal a ton of damage in PvE, and she's also really useful in PvP, since she's got poise, flurry, and a boost move. She may not have come out of the first batch of manga characters, but she was definitely worth the wait. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more top 10 lists.